The Comedy Store would like you to know that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are strictly those of the speakers or authors and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by the Comedy Store and its affiliates.
Who built it? Juan Carlos?
Yakov Smirnoff.
Where do they put, what's the guy, Kravitz? Doesn't he live down here?
You guys like hockey?
I feel like...
My friend's son is on the state team in upstate New York.
What about Alan Bursky? I met him recently. I was playing fucking headshot bingo with him. This right here is Bob Franklin. He lived over on 34th Street. You have to go down to his place.
Yeah, there's a lot
like
of
a fucking Rain Man.
Wasn't he dropping first and last names of people and talking about all their illicit behavior?
Did you listen? Oh my God.
No, I didn't.
We destroyed him. It was awful.
I still have to catch up on a few of the Comedy Store podcasts. I'm behind.
Bullshit, right?
How many episodes? We have 30? That's how far I'm behind.
Yeah,
he might be more.
I'm 34 behind right now.
After about 20 minutes of Bursky, I was just like, you know what? It's probably time to just fuck with Bursky.
Oh my God, he got him hot, dude.
I accused him of murdering Freddie Prinze.
He did. He was like... He was so
He gets
pissed.
real defensive. Yeah. I said, because his story was that he just drove him down to the place.
To buy the gun.
To buy the gun.
He told the whole story.
And I'm like, it's kind of the same thing, no? And he's like,
he wanted the same gun as James Bond. I just told him I knew where he could get one like that.
He had an encyclopedia.
Is he the kind of guy that's like his only claim to fame is that he drove Freddie Prinze to go get the gun? So he's kind of like...
He's got two credits. Drove Freddie Prinze to buy the gun and youngest guy on the Tonight Show. And he'll tell you about both.
We're not sure which one's better either.
I think I'll take the drove Freddie Prinze to get the gun.
Yeah.
I just wish he would have gone second generation and taken out Freddie Prinze Jr. too.
Is he the youngest comic or is he the young, like, because Tiger Woods was on there and he was like...
He was the youngest comedian to perform
Someone needs to break that.
Yeah, they used to have children on there all the time.
Someone needs to break that. Just to ruin his life.
The Duker was on there.
I know some middle school kid opened for Brody in Phoenix this last weekend. Let's get that kid on the Tonight Show.
You got it. Yes. What class is your favorite?
A middle schooler?
Brody.
I think that's what they said. He was like 14 or something.
This kid gets it.
I hope he doesn't.
Do you want to go to In and Out with us?
We're recording.
But will this be used?
We'll include it.
What
are
you saying? You don't want to...
I would say that probably anything you say is going to be used. So
right.
We haven't said welcome to the Comedy Store podcast
we'll
yet.
Do that.
So
we'll start over.
You know podcasting etiquette.
Once
you've made enough blunders.
You can say it because we haven't said welcome to the Comedy Store podcast.
I'll say it off air.
All right.
just say allegedly after everything.
There's a disclaimer. Don't worry about it. All right. Well, we're actually going to start now.
Do you have to do this disclaimer before the show?
Ari has to.
They pre-recorded it.
So what is the disclaimer now?
Just all the things you hear on the Comedy Store podcast are the opinions of the authors and or speaker, and Comedy Store does not condone this.
Have anything to do with it.
Something ridiculous like that.
Comedy Store has gone soft.
You'll never know how angry
it's
that
like Jackass
makes me.
at the beginning.
It's set at the same pace as Cheers is filmed before a live studio audience.
Who does it, Ari?
Ari, yeah.
He needs to change his name, because when I say his name, I think of Ari Shafir.
There can only be one Ari.
Yeah. You know, I say I want one person to die, and now we have to have a disclaimer.
But wasn't that person also wish death upon members of your family as well?
That's true.
For sure.
That doesn't matter.
First?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah, then it's
That was a while back.
Yeah.
Death for death.
tat, man.
Yeah, it's listen, if Jill Allen were in this room right now.
Whoa, I don't want to be sucked into this. I don't want to be subpoenaed here.
All right.
But Eleanor got a death threat recently.
I get so many death threats. No, we both got that one.
Oh, that was a group text.
That was a group text.
Yeah,
that was a group text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was forwarded to me.
Smashing my head in.
When you send out a group text and then leave the conversation, it takes serious balls to be like,
how do you
I got the last
that?
Word in because
Rick taught me, and now I know.
I don't even know how to do that.
Now I know how to leave the conversation.
Leaving a conversation.
Oh wait, you can leave a conversation on
that
there
now. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Yeah, I only knew because I woke up. He sent it like 6 a.m, and I looked at my phone. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it just says, whatever. I'm gonna punch your faces in.
Smash.
You smash your faces in.
Smash your faces in.
And then it just says Eleanor, Sam Tripoli, and me. But then the threat said it was from PJ. And
What? Well, you don't have to say his name.
no,
Allegedly.
he said we're not supposed to say his name, so now I'm forced to say his name out of decency of
Jesus
podcasting.
And he was up at 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Probably
then-
get up early for work.
Yeah, that's it. So it's
Allegedly.
it said the threat, and then after that, the only other thing on there was PJ has left the conversation. I'm like, what?
Oh, it even drops that.
Yeah, it lets you know.
I thought it was just you
I
can't get a
didn't
hold of
see
him
it.
anymore.
Yeah, because I was in
PJ
New York,
has left the
so it was
conversation.
Yeah.
pretty normal-ish hour. From
Oh, yeah.
You're talking
I was
about
3 hours
it would've been
ahead.
9:30
PJ
there.
Novak, right?
Yes, yes.
PJ Novak's brother.
Yeah, everybody knows,
I miss PJ Novak.
dude. PJ Novak. I believe Bill Prather also fucked someone.
Wait a minute.
Whoa, hold
Are
on.
we
I'm
adding
tapping
more
out.
people
I'm tapping out of this
to
podcast.
this? All right.
I don't have lawsuit money anymore. By the way, all the money I have, I'm saving up for the possibility that we get sued on our own podcast.
Why have you
the
been
Danish
sued?
O'neill podcast. No, but we say a lot of stuff about a lot of people.
Good,
Steven Seagal, right? Allegedly.
That's not true.
Allegedly.
dude. He's not a real person.
Oh, you
I
don't
wouldn't
talk
worry
about
it.
him?
And besides, Steven
it's-
Seagal, I wish you'd refer to him by his proper title, which is Elizabeth Croydon's sensei.
Wait a minute.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
She
No
one,
way.
One day I was up at the Comedy Store, bawling her eyes
No
out,
way.
and I was like, "Are you all right?" She's like, "Well, I was trying to get a hold of Sensei Seagal. He's one of my senseis, and he called and had me removed from his property." And I was like,
What the? Wait, she was
tell me
calling
you're
him from the
lying.
front yard?
I guess
Of
she
his
was at his
house?
gate.
Oh, jeez.
Sounds
try-
like they had a falling out.
Yeah. So,
It's too bad.
and I
She
was
was one of
I
my
was just-
favorite customers.
I was very excited that Steven Seagal was her sensei,
And also called the cops.
and at the same time, he might have felt overpowered by it.
I think O'Neill may have
Oh,
done worse to her than Steven Seagal did.
Oh, man.
Wait a minute. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Alleged. This is all allegedly.
All alleged.
This is all
Alleged.
allegedly.
This
It's
is
the
all
opinion of the
alleged.
author.
Yeah.
The opinion of the
She was doing the
author.
open mic. You remember she used to do the open mic all
Sure.
the time. And then she lifted her shirt up and showed her titties, and I was hosting. And so then when I went back up there,
For like an extra minute or just.
it was like at the end of the show. This was a punchline to her joke. I don't know.
Big
It was-
headliner, big
Yeah.
closing.
But she wasn't
bit.
wearing a bra, so it was just pure.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was just.
She had big titties.
Those big old
remember-
udders were just flopping around.
Earl Skakel came down from the ceiling like the crow, allegedly. Allegedly.
And then
Turn into what's his name? Allegedly.
As soon as I got back on stage, I said, Jesus, those titties were so disgusting, I think I just threw up. And I
Nice.
felt kind of bad.
And let's
after.
say that she may have started crying allegedly
A little
for
bit.
that.
Allegedly.
I mean, these
It
are
could have been the
felt
same
bad.
night as the sensei.
This
and
is
that's
something
a lot to
that
take in
you
one
would
night.
never have said about Dagmar if she would have gotten those titties out there.
Ooh,
true, very true.
Dagmar.
Aryan.
I ran
Sweet
into
Aryan.
Dagmar from the Open Mic Hall of Fame, I want to say in Ralph's.
Rock and roll.
Oh, wait, she cast you in something.
Wait a
She
minute.
tried to. And I had to give her my phone
Amazing.
number.
Ella
was
was
a-
so positive that you've turned insane.
I'm just trying to get work.
Yeah, I know, but
Okay?
you're positive
you said
thinking.
Casting,
You were
and I'm like,
sincere.
oh,
We're
good.
all available.
By the way,
Aryan,
if you're
Dagmar.
listening.
I went to the Pasadena Bridge and really thought about just ending it all.
Wait, what did she try to
You
catch
didn't get
you?
the
What
part.
I was
she
working a
casting?
day job as a delivery man, which was terrible in its
Felt
own
good.
right. And I saw her, and so I was like,
Enlightening.
oh boy. And I heard my name, and I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
And she was like standing right by where I had parked the car, so I had to go back.
Gotta
there. I
walk
couldn't
by
just
her.
run.
You could just abandon your job.
And she told me I
Might have
wish
been
I
worth
could have.
it.
She told me she had a film and that I was perfect for it.
Yes.
And I hate
All
being
you
put on
gotta
the
do-
spot, so
all
I
you
was
gotta
just
do
like,
is
yeah,
slap
oh
those
yeah,
titties to get in.
yeah. I was just like, oh yeah, okay.
What are we going to do about
Then
this?
asked for my number, and I froze, gave the number.
And see, how do you give the real
Yeah,
number?
dude.
How do you freeze on that?
I'm just bad in those
You gotta-
situations.
you
What
gotta
about
have-
an email?
You got to
Like,
have O'Neill's number memorized and hand that thing
Well,
out.
have you ever given
just-
someone the wrong number and then they go, what was it again? And you're like, I don't remember
Fuck,
what the
yeah.
fake number was anymore.
Oh, shit.
That's why I always just go with John Sheezer's phone number, no matter what.
On the rig? Is he getting phone calls on the oil rig?
We always, my buddy Mark would do it too. It just anytime someone asks for a phone number, you just give them Sheezer's number.
I have such a
ask
crush on
for,
Mark.
ask for John.
Which takes effort in this day and age. You have to memorize it.
Memorize
You have to
it.
go
Yeah.
out of your way to do it.
He's had his same phone number since we were like 17. So
No.
it's one of the only phone numbers that I have memorized because back then I didn't have a cell phone, so I had to call him from like my
This
apartment in
guy's
college.
he's held on to the cell phone number that long.
Dude,
Tell him
he's
what
had
they,
it forever.
Tell him what they did to Feng Chao, however you say his name. Feng Shui.
Chowman of the board.
The Chowman of the board.
Chow mein, some call him.
Who did?
With his car. What they put the note on his car.
So Feng Chao parked up on Kings
That guy
Road.
has a car?
Yeah.
You believe a good one. Nice
Or is it
one.
like, I thought it was like
No,
a
it's
rickshaw.
nice one.
He parked his
Oh,
rickshaw.
no,
What's he
I
driving?
thought it was a lily pad that he just floats around on.
I'm not sure what car it
So
was.
gross.
I just know he parked it up where the employees park up on Kings Road.
I'm going to say not American made.
Can't
It is
be.
American.
Really?
Yep, I drop
Wow.
him off all the time.
That's part of his spying ploy to be
Yeah,
like, I buy
smart.
American.
Yes, made in Mexico. Go
He-
ahead. Sorry.
He parked it, and some of the other door guys at the time saw him parking. So, of course, being door guys did not say hello to him. They waited for him to leave so that they could fuck with him. And they left this long note underneath his windshield wiper, pretending to be the owner of the house that he was parked in front of, basically telling him, you dirty Chinaman, we don't need you. I don't want you parking in front of my house. This spot is for decent white folks. And
What's great is a guy like that he will take a shit on somebody's front
Yeah.
door.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
and so then they went on just like, don't ever fucking park here again. Go back to your country, you filthy savage.
Which are all
Yeah.
these
Valid.
are valid points.
And
Trumpy points.
if you have a problem with any of this, feel free to call me. And then they left my phone number.
Did he call?
And so the next morning, I get this long text message, like 2 paragraphs of text message. Fuck you, you racist fuck. and then Jerron is like, hey, listen, you might get a phone call. I'm like, oh, it's arrived. Don't worry.
You're a little late on that.
And so I just sent back like, listen, just don't park in the whites section. Fuck you.
Whites
I'll
only.
fight you. Threatened to fight me.
It would be great if he really did fight. There was some man who lived there.
Just an old man answers the door. He just,
What if he beat the shit out of him? Like we used to always, we're like, hey, we should drive Boone to go drop him off at Dan Bilek's house.
yeah.
But then we
Oh.
thought we were gonna do it like 3 a.m, but they were like, he will murder Boone. He will fucking murder him, and then we'll all
Danny
be in
would?
trouble.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like back at when the Boone Dan
I thought
thing
he
was
liked
real
him,
intense.
Though. Not liked him, but like it
Yeah,
was
but
nice
I
to
don't
him.
think.
I think
Dan
anyone who
wants
gets
him-
along with him, you don't want him knowing where you live.
at
I don't
3
care if you're
a.m.
good
I know
buddies
where
with
your
him.
friends live.
What's
he tells
crazy
me
is
that all the
the
time.
amount of times that no matter what someone was talking about, he'd always go, well, why do they ask me questions? Where does Jeff Danish live?
Yeah, that's always been a big bugaboo for him,
Yeah.
that he cannot
He's
figure it
obsessed
out.
with you.
He does hate me now because I reported him to eBay, and I think that kind of soured our relationship
I-
for good.
I always give him a fake address when he asks because I feel like
Of Danish or you? Oh.
Danish. I just say, oh, he's
Give him Feng
he's,
Chao's
at, he's
address.
over at
The real one.
7583 Harrington Street. Where's Harrington Street?
The weird thing is that Boone is really close to him. I mean, Boone is
Even
literally
better.
passing his house at times.
I have
Yeah,
a
because he always would say, "I know where your friends live," and I'm like, "What? Who?"
I love
and
how it's like such a
always
weird
think-
threat. Like, ooh.
Yeah, I've seen him in
Oh, I
that
know.
neighborhood, so I'm like, "Oh, this motherfucker's watching people." I'm afraid of him.
creeping.
I used to see him when we would deliver. I would see him all
Him
the
we
time.
can talk about
Yeah.
and not say allegedly because I don't think he's listening.
Hold on. Is this on your internet?
He is an opportunist, though.
Wait a minute.
He used to. I remember I was walking out of the house and he was hiding behind like a telephone pole, and he peeked his head out, and then later I saw him. Oh, I saw you. Yeah. I was like, yeah, okay. What do you have? This is some secret information here.
Seeing Boone in daylight's always weird. First time when I used to live like 2 blocks from here, I walked out of my apartment one day. And,
Were you on Sweetser?
I was 1 block. I was on
Really?
Flores.
We're giving out addresses on
Allegedly.
the podcast.
It's the
now?
old-
Hey,
Allegedly.
people like when you personalize
Yeah.
it.
You're right.
I
you're
was
right. What
I
address?
was
Sweet-
1 block west at 1207 Flores, North Flores. And so I walked out,
Okay.
and Boone is just standing out in front of my building. And then he goes, now I know where you live.
Oh,
I was like,
Fucking creepy.
What, did you mark your name off a list?
yeah. And,
Oh, by the way, I went to the bathroom on the side of your house, so now it's mine.
They call him Tranta.
well, one of my favorite Boone stories
to your
was
Christmas house.
Eli's old girlfriend, the girlfriend he had at the time, one day was like, hey, you know that guy Boone at the Comedy Store? We're like, yeah. She worked at a thrift store down on Santa Monica Boulevard. She was like, I took the trash out at work today, and I'm pretty sure he was taking a dump. by the dumpsters back there.
That's why they're called dumpsters.
So
It's true.
that night we were over here at the
Shouldn't call it
Comedy
that
Store.
if they don't want it.
And we were in the back smoking, and Boone walked back there, and Eli goes, "Hey Boone, were you by chance taking a dump behind the out of a closet thrift store?" I wasn't. Wait, what was it? Out of the closet. Oh yeah. Well, they got a hose back there.
Oh, he likes a bidet.
He goes
Classy.
He goes with the street bidet.
Oh, this man.
So that was a special thing.
If
At
any
least
employees,
he's honest,
Yeah.
man.
He
Jesus.
was so offended, and then realized,
How do you self-hose your asshole off?
if any out of the
That's
closet,
that's not an exact science.
he has an employee do it. He
And
bends
the-
over. They put the thumb over and get the pressure.
Well, then all the shit
An
runs down the
employee
side of
from
your
out of the
leg.
closet?
and the way he explained it, there was no hose attached. It was just the spout where you could attach a hose.
Oh, fuck.
So he just cranked it on, I think, and then just held it up.
I've drank out of that
think he
spigot.
laid
Got
there
my
and-
lips right up on it. And it tasted.
That's where I take my dog to get all this water when we're walking.
Where's your dog? You said you were going to
I
bring
don't have a dog. Are you kidding me? Think I want
thought you were-
responsibility like
I'm
that?
proud of you
I
for
remember-
not having that kind of responsibility.
Going, I think we went to, I think we were going to a medical marijuana store. I was with Eric Marino. And
Allegedly.
Name
allegedly.
dropper.
We're driving down the street, and we look over, and we see Boone pushing a baby stroller on the other side of Santa Monica Boulevard.
Boy.
And he's like, "Oh man, that's so weird seeing Boone with a baby stroller." And I'm like, "Yeah, that is weird." And then we drove about 5 more feet, maybe 5 more seconds. Then he just pulled over, and he's like, "Hey, will you go check and make sure there's not a baby in that stroller?"
Imagine he steals
Like
it.
legitimately, like I was like, I ran over. There was a bunch of bottles and cans. I was like, "What are you doing?" And I go, "Good to see you, Boone. We're good."
$1 for a baby would be quite the steal these days.
And you guys have like a broomstick that I can just pound on the ceiling to get
Why, is
the
it-
Chowman to get me another
I was
beer.
looking for my phone to text him. I don't know where I put it.
That's ridiculous.
I have
Hold
his,
on.
but once you start texting them, you just open Pandora's.
Yeah, you're gonna get
China
1,000
box.
eggplant emojis back.
the Chinaman is our spider from Goodfellas.
Oh, my God.
And we're just waiting to shoot him.
the day
He
will
might
come.
shoot you first, though. You got to be careful.
Oh, really?
With
Oh,
those
really,
bangs-
Eleanor?
Yes, with those bangs, that guy's angry.
He's got Bruce Lee bangs.
He does have-
He's been
He's
preparing for a
very
Halloween
scary.
costume for 3 years.
He legitimately has American mass shooter hair now.
Yes.
Officially went with the bowl around.
See, what I don't get in his act, why doesn't he go with the old buck teeth and the
That would
old
be
the
classic.
glasses?
He needs teeth
Dude, yeah,
extenders.
He's
He
kind
would
of got the
crush
glasses
with
now.
that.
He kind of has the
He is the
glasses.
Jerry Lewis
Yeah.
glasses. He just needs to work on the length of his teeth.
Yeah.
And I think if he just
Get
gets
them
some
bigger.
veneers,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It might be
smart.
worth it. I feel like that era of comedy is coming back. Like hipsters would love it.
Sure.
It's like a throwback.
he could be Yakov Chowmoff.
You picture him in
Finally.
Branson,
That's
Missouri,
not me. I don't like that one.
You
with
don't like
his
that?
the Chinese Man Theater.
I mean, China and
Chinese.
Russia are
Guys,
similar.
Interestingly enough,
Is there
currently at Yakov's in Branson, Chinese acrobats. That's who's renting out Yakov's
Really?
theater for the
And
next
if-
2
Did he
years.
retire?
He rented out his theater for 2 years.
He's
He
here
makes
a lot, right?
fortune,
Yeah, he's-
dude.
I've
he's
seen
out-
you. Don't
Oh,
you
yeah.
follow him a good
Sure.
amount? I've seen you tweet about him.
What does
Yeah.
that mean? Follow him
On stage.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, on
Yeah. I go up after Yakov sometimes.
really? I thought you always go after like Jesselneck and those guys.
Well, I do. We're talking weekends where there aren't modern headliners.
I go up after David Taylor and Eleanor.
That's right. We're all in the same
Usually they-
shit box.
Yeah,
That's
usually-
what's weird is we
Fuck.
haven't seen Rick in since the last time we did this podcast.
Yeah.
Probably true.
We have different
You get
comedy
great-
store experiences.
Yeah, and I'm in and out now. If I
Yeah.
I try not to hang out at all.
We
He
try
has
too,
real
but then
responsibility.
we realize that we've been bumped by 15 people, and so we get here right when our set starts, but it's actually 2 hours later that we get
Smart.
to go up.
Depends. Sometimes it's on time. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes I'll text them and be like, "Hey, there's actual audience, and
then you
we're
get here,
on time." And
and
then
then
you know
Chappelle shows up, and we're like, "Oh,
I don't even
fuck."
look in because it's like you see the president, you know it's going to be fucked and raped
Yeah.
and mishandled, and so you don't even bother looking. I'll see it when I get up there.
I usually get the whatever big name pops in. I usually follow right after them because it's usually like 2 or 3 of the famous people go before me. So Chappelle or whoever will show up, and he'll be like, "Oh, I'll just go after," and then I'll look at the list. First person, he doesn't recognize me every time. I'll go up after Jesselneck. And then I'm like, nah, motherfucker. Chris Rock did the same thing once. Oh, just put me up. here. Oh, Jesus.
I don't want to offend all of these people, but this guy.
Those three guys I know, and then just some asshole.
I met a dude in Montreal. I'm not going to say his name, allegedly.
Well, I hope.
But
I think they bleep out everybody's name on this podcast.
He doesn't really have much to do with the story.
Say the name and
but
I'll
he's an
just
older
beep.
guy, and he's just he's now a Comedy Store comic, not a guy who's always been here. I think a bit of a name. And I was like, hey, do you ever, he goes, where do you perform? And I said, the Comedy Store. And I go, yeah, like, I've never seen you there. Or I said something like, oh, no, he goes, I've never seen you. Like, have I met you? And I was like, no. I was like, oh, I'm a Comedy Store guy. Like, and he goes, yeah, me too. And then I turned to eBay and I go, and he goes, and I go, oh, sorry, I performed there at like 1 in the morning. I've never seen you.
People always go, hey, I want to come see you. I go, I mean, do you have the next day off?
Yeah,
because you're going to see me on a
Tomorrow
Wednesday
holiday.
at 1:30 in the morning. So I don't know, like, how much time you really want to invest in this.
And realistically, if you want to catch you guys at your peak, just wait until the Pidcast broadcasts a live show.
That's true.
From
man,
the basement
that
of a
would be
bar
great.
in Buffalo, where O'Neill continuously tries to lean on the invisible pillar.
Jesus, I was
Were
baked
you
out of my
there for
mind.
that? Or
No, I watched it
because I
online.
watched it.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
Yeah,
that
O'Neill,
was amazing.
he had smoked some strong grass.
Yeah.
I had passed on the grass, but I was drinking the beers. And Jimmy Pidd, when you're in
Hey.
Pid Town in Buffalo,
when in Rome,
you got to
ladies
go
and
show
gentlemen.
up to the Pid show.
If you're there, throw his name around. You will
got-
get 0 perks.
When I was in Buffalo like 2 years ago, I was there with Renazizi and Pid, we hooked it up so Pid could come to the show, and we wanted him to do 5 minutes so we could laugh at him. And the guy was like, yeah, Jimmy told me he was coming, and I had to like check with Steve because I didn't know. He's like, he always tells me he knows these people. Then he showed up. Dom Herrera was there.
I'm telling you, man, me and Diarrera used to hit the town.
DI, man, DI.
He said
Play pool with the Dom.
He said he went backstage and hung out for like 30 minutes and then left. And then Dom was like, who the fuck was that guy? Why did you let that guy backstage? And they're like, he said he was your friend. He's like, I don't know that fucking guy.
Dude, we pulled strings for him, and he bailed on us.
We set him up with a spot so we could laugh at him. And he,
I think it was between us. So
He did.
and he wouldn't. He ducked it. He said
didn't-
he was sick.
He didn't show up night one.
Oh, that's right.
He
You
didn't?
told me
He
that.
didn't. He didn't show up Friday, and then Renazizi's like, what the fuck is this guy? There's no way he gets stage time. We're trying to help him out. So then he shows up Saturday, sends us a text, hey, sorry, things got crazy last night. It was like, all right. So he shows up. Steve and I are finishing lunch, and here walks in Jimmy Pidd, now like 2 hours late to when he was supposed to meet us for lunch. Oh, sorry about that. We're like, what the fuck happened to you last night? Oh, well, my girl got fired. We're like, oh, shit, what happened? Well, she wanted her paycheck a day early, and she called her boss, and her boss was like, that's not how it works. Payday is on Friday. So I grabbed a phone, and I was like, listen, bitch, if she doesn't get her paycheck, she quits.
Jesus.
So they fired her. It was like, so you got
What
her
a fucking
fired.
animal.
So they didn't fire.
Apparently, corporations don't just hand out paychecks a day early
Think
because
he's in
someone,
Goodfellas? What the
I think
fuck?
Pid, though, he's like, I ain't doing no room that ain't in the basement of my apartment building.
Yeah.
If I got to go outside to do comedy, it ain't worth it
He
no
told
more.
us. He told us that he wanted to go. This bar is probably the coolest bar in Buffalo. And then we get there, and he was like, "This is like just a normal shitty dive bar." Oh, I live upstairs. It was like
That was it. That was
you
the
just
place.
convinced us to take you home. That's what this was.
We were at the same bar, and we got in trouble there because we said something about buffalo wings, and they freaked the fuck out.
Oh, I asked the guy, I said, oh, well, what makes your buffalo wings different than, because we went to another, did we go?
No, we were thinking about going
Oh, yeah.
somewhere
And he goes,
else.
oh, are you fucking kidding me? That place fucking sucks. And he's like, oh, you know what they do? And it was just this whole, like,
Yeah.
they take away. I go, they all taste the fucking same.
It's just spicy.
Yeah.
and
I could get the
They're
ones that,
deep
out of
fried.
the freezer.
Yeah.
There's
They
not a
just
lot of
throw in the
nuances.
oven and it
Yeah.
tastes the same.
When you deep
There's
fry
no flavoring. It's literally buffalo
sauce.
sauce.
It's
Yeah.
a sauce.
He was bitching about their preparation. He's like, they're not taking the time that they need in
Did
that,
he say
that
like
oil.
18 minutes
yeah, he's
or
like, we're like,
something?
18 minutes? What the fuck are you
And he's
doing,
like,
man?
and then you put the sauce on, then you put it back in. These
Maybe
guys,
that's how he does.
I
and
go,
Pitt's like, hey, man, you can't be talking lightly about the buffalo wings up here, man. It's a whole different thing.
So we were gonna go
Is that where
to.
they're invented?
We were,
Yeah, it is.
We were going to go to the place where they allegedly invented buffalo wings.
Allegedly.
that was the place, what we asked the guy
Yeah.
for that place, because it was the, yes.
Kid goes, oh no, there's a much better place than that. So Steve and I
It's
go.
in
We
my
meet him
building,
there.
apartment 409.
It was
Takes 18
literally
minutes.
a block and a half from Pitt's place. So we go there, and it was just the most ordinary Buffalo wings ever.
it's
There's
fucking
nothing
crazy.
special. I was like, all right, Pitt, you got us again.
You guys were using the pigs, Pid Zagat guy.
yeah, just whatever Pitt thinks.
Then we went to a barbecue place, and while we were in there, Renazizi got hit up on Twitter by the guy.
The host.
They're like,
or like the manager.
Hey, Steve Renazizi, are you in Buffalo? And he's like, you fucking assholes! I sit in your goddamn restaurant. You know it.
The guy was like 10 feet away. He goes, if you want to talk to me, just talk to me, man. I don't want to tweet with you from 10 feet
Are
away.
you in
So
Buffalo?
weird.
You fucking. Oh, I wonder why you would think that.
And then
Jeez.
Pid was getting that celebrity shine from
yeah.
the locals.
Oh, wow.
Dude, I'll probably get priority seating now.
Yeah, probably gonna get the key to the city now because you came here and they saw me with you.
Well, and I don't want to completely trash Pitt because I've got Pitt on a mission now that.
Oh, good.
Do you stay
Now
in
that-
touch with him?
Yeah.
Does he call Sheezer's phone thinking it's yours?
Hey, where's Rick at? He sends. We
I'm on the
communicate
rig,
via
man.
Facebook. Still, I have him looking because our good friend Tombo is now in Buffalo.
That's
I heard
true.
that. And
Oh, yeah. He's going to make Pitt a
He's
star.
attempting to teach comedy class at the Helium there one day a week.
wait, no.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
This isn't
So-
allegedly.
And Helium is allowing this?
He's apparently renting space, or
Oh
he's
my
doing it like
God.
during the day, one day a week or something, or
Oh
that's
my
his
God.
plan. And I'm telling
Pid
Pitt,
needs to take it.
Pitt,
Please take the class.
Audit it.
It's for all
What
of
a
us.
fucking-
Or,
yeah.
or
You don't know
teacher,
what you're talking about up there.
Oh,
or teacher
especially-
assistant. Jimmy
Oh,
Pitt,
even-
TA.
Yeah.
You imagine when he sees him, he's gonna look at Jimmy Pitt and his big old dick.
He always hated Pitt for that reason. He always alleged Pitt had a big fucking hog, and it really bothered him.
Yeah.
Jimmy Pitt walking around there with his big dick flinging around.
It's like,
was
oh,
pissed.
What? I didn't see him naked. He's wearing pants.
Yeah, how did he know?
I don't know. It really bothered him.
I think Jimmy talked about having a big dick before.
No, that's titty fucking.
No, I heard him talk
That's
about
my
having
bit.
a big dick.
Don't talk about titty fucking
I
on
know,
the
I-
podcast. That's my bit.
I had to stop doing titty fucking. 'cause-
Everyone has. Anyone who had anything even mention the
You know what I'm
word,
talking
you
about.
can't
Can't
do
do
it.
They
it.
can't
man.
even do it in porns anymore because it's Jimmy's thing.
It's he copyrighted it.
Yeah.
Put all his money from working at the candy factory.
Is that what he
Allegedly,
does?
yes.
Allegedly?
Hey, don't eat the candy. They're doing some crazy stuff up there. To some of the Twizzlers that he was
That's
really
what he
telling
told.
Are you serious?
That's what he
No,
told
not
John
Twizzlers,
Little.
but he was telling us the inside of the business is dirty and
Now we
grimy.
know, dude.
John
Now we
Little
know.
was scanning documents
all
up
I
there
eat
and
is
gave him a
candy.
tour of the candy factory. He's like, "Oh, don't eat any of this candy." It's fucking-
They
I
said
don't even
Boone
wanna
had,
know
Boone
what
had been in
kind of
there. And they
candy
saw him
it is.
taking a shit near the
near the spigot.
yeah,
Washing himself
near the
out.
chocolate spigot with Boone above it.
he washed his asshole out with red dye number 5.
laying
Hold on.
underneath it.
No, that's go. Wait, what chocolate factory? Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about click clackers? Why don't we
eat-
talk about that?
Don't eat the right Twizzlers. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
What-
you
the-
throw away
the
half
right
the
Twix.
bag. Oh, you throw away the half bag. Oh, you. Oh.
I hope. Well, I heard Pitt was leaving Buffalo because Tombo
because
was
of the
coming to
buffalo
town.
wings? Oh.
I mean, it could
I heard
be.
he was trying out for the Bills to be like that guy for the Eagles, that
This
special
is-
teamer.
This
I
is
can't even
similar.
think of his name. Vince.
Pitt's trying out. He's
Oh,
got
that
it-
guy. Wait, the guy
Is
that
this the Mark
Wahlberg
Wahlberg
played?
play?
Yeah.
Pitt's getting in shape to try to run a shuttle run.
Well,
That's
you
as
know,
long as
guys,
he can do.
If
With that big dick, he shouldn't be running anywhere.
He's trying to get the NFL to overrule no smoking in the helmets during
That's
games.
so
if
weird.
Johnny
And
Zapp can play for the Raiders the way he told us he did,
Oh,
I
that's great.
believe that. Where is that?
Was it?
he was here this weekend.
I shouldn't
Wait,
even
Zap
mention
showed
him.
up. This.
I got great news, guys.
His
Zapp,
hair's still on fire?
Zapp bought a house in Lancaster. And-
With what?
And
With
he's just,
wicker hats.
He's just loving
Wow,
it.
that's a lot of wicker hats.
He's loving it so much.
Isn't
no
the
more
house
traffic.
made of wicker? I hope it gets blown down.
Probably.
Dude, there's only so many places in the world you can live in a wicker house. And
Dude, he probably just bought a
California
vacant lot and is living in the back of a U-Haul.
He showed Thrutchley style.
That's what he used to. That was he used to.
When he
sleep
lived in the moving van in
And
front
he
of Kurt's house.
And he shit
showered,
his pants
yeah.
because he ate canned peaches from like 1985.
They said they were good forever.
Lo and behold, they had lied to Zap.
Found them in my garage. They'd been in there for 3 decades.
Non-perishables, my ass.
Well, then he went over to Kurt's house. He goes, "I got to take a bath." So he takes
Wait,
a
who is
bath.
this? Who's
if you
this?
shit
Johnny
yourself, you take a shower. You don't take a fucking bath.
Wait a minute.
He wanted to
Johnny
lay down.
Zapp went to one
Okay.
of your guys' house?
No,
Not
shut
our
up.
guys.
Kurt, this guy.
this
Yeah,
guy-
but even Kirk I remember him.
Kurt was friends with him.
He had an open door policy. He was like Harry Truman.
Bushman slept on his couch for months.
Zap could come in.
Bushman still calls him when we had Bushman on our podcast, which I highly recommend.
The Bushman.
He got a call from Kurt right after it.
Hey man, how come you always talking about trying to fuck my daughter, man?
Yeah, he did say
The
that.
good news is he's unbelievable on
He's
the mic.
great
The
on a
bad news
podcast.
is you're going to spend about 8 to 10 hours with him.
The bad news is he's unbelievable on the mic.
I put the chicken
We
in
were
your
just.
belly.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
shit.
How come the beers keep changing? Don't you know about consistency?
No, Blue Moon is consistent.
Where are you going?
Mind change.
Where are you
O'Neill
going?
stay the same.
Thanks, Chow Man.
I put the chicken in your belly.
A message?
Where is the blowjob?
The blowjob soup. Chowman, he favors O'Neill, I think. He calls us the O'Neill brothers.
I have seen
That's
that.
true.
You know what,
He's
though? I don't
very-
think anymore. I
nothing.
made a disparaging comment to him on stage a couple weeks ago, and I think.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good.
I think that cut
was-
deep.
That was pretty good. It for a second it took me back, and I was.
Everyone
like,
got quiet, and then they go, "Oh, okay."
I think maybe you just found the secret to his heart.
It's true.
I think he grew up in a communist land. They follow the principles of Joseph Stalin. Fear draws you more than love.
I'm like a young Mao to him.
Exactly.
Wow.
I'm still wondering why
Sorry.
they sent a spy to the Comedy Store specifically.
It's a smart
Because
plan.
he can't
This is
do
where the
acrobats.
this is
and
where the truth
They were going to
is.
send him to
I guess.
Branson.
when I first met my now wife, and I was 100% positive that she was
She's
a
not
Mossad
Asian.
agent.
Did you meet her here, by the way?
Yes.
I did meet her out front. The
Really?
patio, yeah.
The green
I didn't
dress.
know that.
Why
Yeah.
didn't you marry her
Do you
like
remember
Ari
the green
married
dress?
his quality wife here? Ari Shafir.
you know-
Allegedly. I was
that was
there.
an alleged.
No, that
That's
was
not
actually
alleged. That was
true.
real. Fuck Ari.
Yeah.
That was real.
Were you guys there at the wedding?
No, Mike
was.
Black was the.
We were there. Mike Black was the
I was
officiator.
the backup officiant.
James
so.
Painter was just sitting in the back, being like, "Is this really happening? This is a bit.
It's a bit. When's the joke? Get to the punchline.
I think that's part of the thing that drove him crazy.
But these are good chips.
Yeah.
Dude, it's open bar up here. You got a deli? Wow. Do we get to watch him, fucker? Consummate it.
God
Like,
damn
Painter,
it, we need
they haven't
him
even
back.
exchanged vows yet, man.
She was that chick was so crazy and uncomfortable. I remember
She had 1,000 fucking yard stare, dude.
Yeah.
She looked like she'd been through some shit.
she
By shit, I mean rape.
so like
Allegedly.
I mean, we don't
Alleged-
know. We don't know which wife we're talking about.
4 or 5 months after they got married, I was with Ari and La Jolla, and some chick came up to me after the show and was like, "Yeah, you're my free pass, my boyfriend
To Ari?
To Ari.
Wow,
Ari's
what a
like,
terrible free pass.
Wow.
Wait, what does her boyfriend look like?
Her boyfriend,
Christ.
he had those huge gauges in his ears. He was real emo. He was wearing like eye
Sure, it
makeup.
wasn't Sloth from Goonies
Dude.
like that. I could see. Like,
Was it
that's-
PJ Novak?
What was the size of his nose?
Dude,
There's a shark fin on his
Jesus
face.
Christ.
So what I remember is Ari goes, "Hey, so this chick wants to fuck me, so you're gonna have to find a different ride back to the condo." I'm like, "All right." I think Matt Nost ended up driving me back to the condo. So I get back to the condo and I get back there before them, and then Ari and this girl who's like this short little kind of weird looking redheaded girl walk in, and I'm like, "Man, this is so fucking weird. Where's her boyfriend?" And she's like, "Oh, hey, you were really funny tonight. If you want to go have dinner with my boyfriend, he's over at the Denny's right now."
What?
Oh, what a trade.
Oh.
Probably not.
I would rather watch Ari free pass that girl than go eat with that guy, fucking Gage,
Yeah.
over at fucking Denny's.
Yeah, it's just
even
like,
if he
oh,
was
I'm
paying.
good. Yeah.
And
Dude,
anything
there
I
was some
wanted.
bad. We had some bad. Did we go there once and then there was like these girls that were being passed around and you and I like wanted nothing to do with them, and Ari's like, "We gotta take one of these girls because they're like we're trying to they want to bring up the crew here."
He was
so
organizing like a
I was
5-on-5
like,
scrimmage.
"Oh,
You guys need to
this
play? I mean,
is terrible. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I don't want to do
I don't think
this.
this is smart at all.
You and I used to go down La Jolla. They said it out
lot.
like 10 times
Yeah,
together.
every time
Oh,
they sent me
wow.
down.
Crazy.
I didn't
Well, yeah.
know you went so much.
Yeah.
I haven't
didn't
been
think
there
you
in
ever went.
9 years.
O'Neill
so-
Oh, in July I got booked. So you guys, I'll tell them I went.
Wait,
you guys,
July of
so.
2017? Yeah, I
So,
might not
we'll see
even be
what
alive by
happens.
then.
I just
So don't book me yet.
I just got booked for the end of June next year, guys.
Are you? It's that.
That's how far ahead they book
Holy
now.
What?
That's
So
crazy.
maybe if you guys want, you could go 2 months in a row. We'll set it up.
Wow,
I'll
dude.
get-
I
I'll
don't
get-
know.
I'll get
if people
Gordy
can handle that.
I'll get Gordy Ox to open up, and then after Gordy Ox, you guys can go up and do your thing.
Gordy,
That'd be amazing.
He's an exec now.
you guys were involved in one of the great La Jolla ketchup heists of all times, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one of the,
It goes down. It's the Ocean
it was probably-
11
yeah,
of ketchup.
it
ice.
really was.
With someone else we can't name.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
wait, what happened? As a ketchup?
So
There was a ketchup heist.
Guys, welcome to the Comedy Store podcast. Go
Yeah,
ahead. I'm
thank
sorry.
you.
It happened at
there's a fat burger. There's no longer there. I understand they went out of
yeah.
business.
went out of, probably because they had no
Due
ketchup.
to the
people.
lack of ketchup, they had to spend extra to get more.
Would you,
I
sorry to
remember that
interrupt,
place.
but would you say some of the best times down there are the awkward, weird lunchtime meals that people have? Because it's
Absolutely.
usually a group of people who don't really belong together.
Don't hang out.
Yeah.
We went, we know DT, we like DT, but we went, and Taylor was with us, and he's like, I really love Pizzeria
Uno.
Pizzeria Uno.
Uno.
Oh,
It's
that
a
was
real
like
treat.
the dinner before the show.
And he ate the pizza. He had it like this, normal style. Then he does a quick switch with his talons, and he starts devouring crust first,
Yeah.
and then just eating it
No,
backwards.
but then grease is dripping down his arm, and he licks from the elbow up.
Yes.
He just licks up
No.
his fucking arm.
It's
I swear.
uncomfortable.
Then another time, we had gone to a place that Freddie Soto, Eleanor's buddy, recommended, like down through the ranks.
Okay.
And so I was like, "This place is great. Bully Steak.
Bullies?
Bully
Yeah,
Steak.
Bullies.
It's a
I was
great
like,
place."
wait, he sent you to Bullies?
This
You don't have
place was
any money?
awful.
Wait, hey, we can't. Hey,
Allegedly.
let's change the name of it now.
Yeah, fully.
Oh, I think somebody got food poisoning. Was
no,
it
but
you, or-
it was Fully's.
we went with Carboni, and Carboni's the slowest eater
No, but
ever.
he wouldn't eat anything. He
He
hated
had
his
a couple
meal.
bites.
Man,
yeah.
we had some fucking killer
Carboni.
steaks
First of all,
at
a
that
little known
place.
fact about Carboni because I went on the road with Paulie and me
Allegedly.
and Carboni had to go.
Wait, Carboni went with you and Paulie?
Yeah,
That's odd
he made it.
combo.
He
I
made
didn't
it for
know that.
one round, and then Carboni got booted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, Carboni was hilarious.
Unless Carboni smokes pot directly before, he will not eat a thing. Like he just kept not eating the first probably 36 hours we were in San Jose.
Like, would he order or not order?
He just wouldn't order. He was just like, I'm good. And it was like, this is so weird. And then I was so desperate to get some pot that I just opened by talking about how I really needed pot. And we're in San Jose. I know so many motherfuckers have pot.
They call
So
that
either-
shafiring to
Yeah,
the audience.
it's true. So it's a
He
sell
literally,
it to
that's
me.
literally, he does it on Twitter now.
Yeah. I said,
Have you handshakes? I mean,
someone ran
encouraged?
to it. Yeah. So I basically just open like one of you guys either sell me some pot or give me some pot. If you think I'm funny, give me pot. And then Carboni's like, do you think that's gonna work?
I would love to get in on that.
I can tell you're pumped up.
So the excitement is overwhelming.
Fucking sad.
So I got a bunch of pot, like way more than I could smoke, and then I was like, I'm gonna go smoke this. Do you mind if I join you? And then he smoked, and then we went to some crap place, and he was just totally ordering anything. And he was like, I don't get hungry unless I smoke.
So he just
What
doesn't
the
eat. He's like a
fuck?
vampire. He just
Yeah.
doesn't eat. We
But-
went to him to this place. He ordered like a soup and then like meat, like a steak, something. And he took like 2 bites and then just wouldn't touch the rest. And we're like, if you don't like it, tell the waitress. And he's like, I'm fine. And then after the meal, he
went
said
to
he
a
was
cra-
so hungry that we had to go to a crepe place for him.
Was this at Fully's?
You know what you like? You
No.
know when Sunday
That was
morning
at
comes
Foley's.
and you're like, I want to get the fuck out of La Jolla.
Yeah.
We're with Carboni and Ari.
Sunday
And Ari likes
morning.
to go sightseeing, and Carboni's like, I want to try the cuisine. And so we're like, dude, we just want to go the fuck home because you know
I
some
can't
shit
believe you
went
make
down
it to
Saturday
Sunday
night. And you're
morning.
like,
Yeah.
Oh.
One night we left with Taylor at 4:30 in the morning, Saturday or Sunday
Is that
morning.
when you guys were down
technically.
there with the Frage?
That was one
that was-
time.
Oh, that was
We
a
went-
good one.
Twice with Frage.
Frage,
When was the bike?
he
in?
swims-
Casual Frage.
Frage swims in a suit. Not a wetsuit, a real suit. But it is a wetsuit.
Same suit he wears to the show that night.
There was some seaweed on it,
Yeah.
but he shook it off.
Didn't he steal a bike?
O'Neill was stealing a bike, and Frage was not
Allegedly.
into
Allegedly.
it.
He wasn't feeling the vibe. So he said the cops are coming, I think, to scatter us. And then we're running down the alley with Frage in a suit.
In his loafer, like in like business shoes.
Yeah, he's got his penny loafers on.
And then we get back to the condo, and it was us, Renazizi, and Frage, right? Or was there some? Or Taylor. And we
Yeah.
were watching on TV, and it was like, breaking news, San Diego 5, someone tries to break the sit-up record. Guys, I can take this record.
Whoa,
I'm going
whoa.
to do it. O'Neill, you don't think I can do it? Renazizi. So we start putting money down.
Yeah.
And it's just him doing drunken sit-ups to the point where I think he was gonna puke. Right?
Well, no, I remember we had a water drinking competition.
Then we had like
and
Ken
I
O'Neill
did throw
drink.
up.
It was like Ken O'Neill drink a gallon. It is getting crazy, man.
It was like a gallon of water in 10 minutes, and then I fucking almost died.
The boys are having fun.
It was the most ridiculous, stupid crap too.
He was on the couch and I was on the
People
floor.
talk about doing thunder bumps.
In
These
the
guys
living-
are drinking water.
in the living room.
Your liver can't handle that.
In Frasier,
You could die. You have a better chance of dying
But
from
the water-
more water
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
cocaine.
Drown yourself.
I know a guy who died like
yeah,
that.
fuck Kinnison.
He
You're
was
right.
being hazed. He drank too much water. But Frasier comes out. I'm on the floor. He's on the couch at like 6 a.m. in the suit with like a
No, he
white.
wasn't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
He's like,
he was.
Guys,
Yeah,
I'm
I
going to
swear.
meet my friend in L.A. I will be back.
Oh yeah, they didn't even give him the main bedroom. He had to sleep in the 2-bedded
Yeah,
bedroom.
these slobs. Give him the fucking go sleep in the twin bed like you're a freshman in college.
Yeah.
He's a radio legend, goddamn.
That's
Yeah.
right.
This guy
he
discovered Van Halen, for Christ's sake.
He was telling us some great stories from the Frasier.
He has some killers.
We've seen a lot of
Did you do his
That guy
radio
came
show
around-
last night? Cause
Did we do it?
yeah,
Allegedly, we did it.
allegedly. Oh no, I'm just curious. He
No,
does every
ever
Sunday
since
night.
you weren't let in, it scared us off.
I'll say I always knew O'Neill was presidential, just in demeanor.
Oh wow.
More so now after
Like in a grab a pussy kind of way.
exact
or?
kind of way.
Little locker room talk.
We used to stand on the patio, and as chicks would walk by, O'Neill would yell at them, "Hey!" And then they'd turn and look and go, "Show me your turd cutter." And they would just walk
In
away.
my defense, I'd probably been drinking.
He had. He definitely had. And
How
also,
has that
Did anybody
condo
ever show
survived?
it?
How has it survived? that
No,
condo?
I never saw a turd cutter.
we never
It's weird.
got a single turd cutter.
Weird that no
displayed.
one took the bait on
No.
that.
Yeah,
Not
I
even
would
someone.
have been like,
I feel
wait
like
a
I wasn't
minute.
born in the right time period.
Have you guys ever seen the smoking hot, like 48-year-old rollerblading
Yes,
mom?
Oh, yeah.
I've tried to race her.
She's hot.
Yeah.
That lady's legit hot.
She's
but
like,
she's
excuse me.
she has
She
fake
fucking
tits,
hits
and
you
she
with
goes
Great
in a
body.
bikini. We once saw her
Unbelievable.
kid on a razor, like had to like
trying to keep up with her?
and he's like, "Mom," and she's like, "Get out of here, Daniel! I'm
yeah,
trying to
it's always like, stay 50 feet behind me.
Don't
faggot,
ruin mommy's
get outta
vibe.
Yeah, I'm trying to find you a new father.
We're like, is she wearing a leather bodysuit? Oh no, that's her
Oh, no,
skin.
that's her skin.
Just from all day rollerblading, 365.
Beautiful skin.
Oh,
Whoa, Argus.
I love their
No,
skin
they
tone.
wouldn't like that.
I want to live inside of her leather.
have you guys
Ew.
had our geese on yet?
I did way back in the day. He was like the third guest I ever.
Okay.
It was just you and him.
It's just me and him, and this is probably 5 years ago, and it was a classic Argus. I said, "Argus, do you do the Comedy Store podcast?" He said, "What's that?" I said, "It's a podcast. We just talk about the
Did
Comedy
you say
Store."
it's syndicated in 15 different newsletters?
Over 4. We got. You can pick it up on cassette at your local fire department.
Is that down in Torrey Pines?
He asked me. He said, "Where?" He said, "Where is it?" And I said, "We do it here at the Comedy Store." And he said, "What channel is it on?"
Yeah,
And I
it's
said-
Fox.
I said,
It's
on
KCAL 9.
It's on the internet. And he said, "Oh, okay. What channel?" I said, "I don't know. iTunes."
I don't know frequencies.
Yeah. But he was very. I'd love
He
to have
was
him back
good.
on.
Yeah, we're gonna do it
He
in
I'm
told-
sure he had some great. I mean,
Ask him about this story. It's my claim. It's probably the best thing I've done in my career. I should have just quit.
Whoa.
A comic was going up. Let's just call him Aaron Cater, allegedly.
Okay, sure.
And I was working the back door, sitting there, bored. I didn't like. You're just bored. It's a boring job. And so he was opening, and then Argus was second, and in the Argus spot. And I went up to Cater, and I said, "Do me a favor." And I had just thought of this randomly. I said, when you bring him up, said he's not my Gus. He's not your Gus. He's our Gus Hamilton. And Cater did it word for word. And when you bring him up, I used to open a little bit. Thanks, Tommy, you piece of shit.
Whoa.
Argus
Take
talks.
his class.
Allegedly,
Take his class if you're in
allegedly.
Buffalo.
No,
Argus talks to you like you're on the, like a handshake, like, "Hey, great
Yeah.
job, kid." Like
Yeah.
he said something to you, and he said something to Cater, and Cater comes back. I go, "What do you say?" He goes, "Aaron, let's never do that one again."
I think the better Argus story you have is when he ripped a fart when you were standing back there.
Wait,
That's
what?
a good point. And I
Wait.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Remember when there used to be a payphone back there?
Yeah, we were just talking about
When
that.
Brian Holtzman almost attacked Dice with it one night.
Allegedly.
Oh, and when Dean Gelber ripped it out because Crispy Chicken was trying to call the cops, and Dean Gelber lost his mind and fucking grabbed him.
Hey, Dean Gilbert, I'll take a dump in your car. As soon as you go inside, I'll take a dump in your car.
No more phone, bro. You don't have cell phone minutes.
You're not in the 15, bro.
So Argus was standing back there alone and just rips the loudest fart.
Look at him, his like leg up against the wall.
Yeah,
He's
like a
standing-
weird stance,
like-
no reaction, and I just looked around like, how am I the only person who got to witness
Like
that
he
greatness?
lifted a leg?
And he just like really ripped it hard.
Didn't it blow his hair? Like blew his hair around,
But like almost like
Swirled
he was
it.
in a video.
Tightened up his facelift
Oh,
just enough.
fuck.
It was
I think
great.
it would melt it. Was it a
He,
bad one?
It was a great fart. One of the best I've heard.
Well, I shit my pants on that one. Called it a night.
Can we do that one? The dime size? Is that alleged or no?
Oh, the John Little dime size speck of shit on his corduroy.
Is it just the Comedy Store that has?
You should have John Little on and have him
I
tell
will
it.
definitely-
There needs to be an on-staff doctor for all the mental
we
and
have
physical
so
issues
many
here.
crazy people.
Yeah, we don't need
here.
a lawyer. We need a
Do you
doctor.
think the Improv or the Laugh Factory has this problem?
No, not at all. And if they
Place
do,
breeds riffraff.
Yeah.
no other club
Allegedly.
in the country allows the hanging on
Party
and around
Pete?
that goes
Are you
on
kidding
here.
me? You think Party Pete would make
Pete-
it anywhere else?
You'd
What about-
never get a snap kick to the peaches at a different club.
Crispy chicken,
Jimmy
and, his
and
nuts.
Joey?
Remember
Allegedly?
crispy chicken
Yeah.
and his nut?
That
His
that
was
swollen
thing that
nut.
blew
He had
up.
a- he had a
What's
nerve
up?
Call
football.
me on the
Fuck.
phones, and then because he would call in to ask how the Comedy Store is doing because he was in the hospital or something, and I was fucking with him, and then he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you when I get out of here. I know where you are. Okay, I've seen you. Your comedy's no good, and I'm gonna kill you."
Your comedy's no good.
I walked by him for years on Sunset, and he would never say anything to me. He'd always be
Sunset
at the
and
Crescent
Laurel.
Heights.
Yeah, yeah.
Around there. He'd be at the bus stop.
Yep.
And he never said anything.
He lived at the gas station. That's why he was hospitalized, because all the fumes from the gas in the
Shut
cars.
the fuck up!
I swear to God. He got blood poisoning.
Is that how his balls
Wait, were
blew
you
up?
watching a Dodgers game?
Yeah. Sheezer recorded it. He's like, I got to show you something. I'm like, yeah, what? And he's like, take a look at this. And he shows it, and it's, he's right in the front row, like directly behind the catcher. He's like, oh, isn't that crispy chicken? I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, all right, listen to this. And so he throws it strikeout, and Crispy just starts celebrating. And then the next guy comes up, and Vin Scully decides he needs to mention there was a gentleman behind home plate who really celebrated that strikeout. Real excitement. And they show the slow motion replay, Crispy Chicken dancing after the
doing like
strikeout. And then,
Do they freeze on his ball? Whoa, looks like somebody.
There's a very well-endowed man, or he's got a hernia.
Or elephantitis behind home plate. Vin then goes, looks like someone's not seated where they're supposed to be. And then security dragging Crispy Chicken away while he's yelling, having a fucking freak out.
They say that was one of Vin Scully's greatest calls.
A lot of people say
Over a
that.
Wait, Crispy Chicken- yeah.
69-year career, however long it was.
He got shot by
They
the
played
cops
that.
too, and he got like lawsuit money. He was in Compton. Then there was a police shootout. And he got shrapnel in his fucking leg.
Shut
yeah.
up. Is
You
that
know,
why-
I've told this a million times. He stayed at my parents' motel, and in high school,
No,
we used to see
never
him
heard
walking
that.
down Highway 30 from Wanata to the Walmart in Valparaiso, where I'm from. This is
I've
no joke.
never
and
heard
so,
that.
You didn't know that?
No.
When I first
I
got here, he's
remember-
like, "You're from Valparaiso?" Yeah, my daughter lives there. I used to live in Wanata.
He has a
I go,
kid?
holy shit, dude! I remember this
Oh
fucking
my
guy when I was in
God.
high
Why
school.
wouldn't he have a kid?
I pitched for the Seattle
Right.
Pilots.
That's not the name.
That was
Oh, sorry.
That was always this thing he would tell me about. Hey, I had a chance. I threw my arm out, but I was a pitcher for Seattle
Threw
Pilots.
his arm out. He threw his balls out. Dude, that guy.
Put his balls
He
into
had
that.
the worst hernia of all time. It pushed right through his nutsack.
And not only the worst hernia, but the oldest wheelchair in the history of.
It was wooden.
It was a wooden wheel.
It was-
Yes.
The wheels were made of wood.
It was actually a prop from Big Trouble in Little China. It was the wheelchair.
the old man was in. Yeah.
Yeah, and Kurt Russell went down backwards
Yep.
down the hill in it, and
I-
Crispy got it.
It was
It was like an antique.
It might have actually been the wagon from Oregon Trail. That's how old the wheels were on this thing.
Crispy, the best thing he ever would do was if he needed a ride, he would just say, "Watch this," and he would call 911 on the payphone.
Yeah.
Get in the ambulance
No way.
Oh yeah.
I think he lived near the hospital.
Oh my god.
Maybe
Or I
a
guess he
good
probably
gas
lived
station.
anywhere. Where, yeah.
Do you remember when I sent you that he wrote me on MySpace trying to tell me that he told me his money kicked in and
Hopefully
he's always
it's
had
recent.
a crush on me?
this
Shut
4 days
up.
ago.
I don't know who that would be
I
sadder
don't
for, you or
remember
him.
my
Eleanor
MySpace
responded.
password.
How's your Friendster account doing?
I'm good on there. I have a lot of Friendsters. I don't
Did
know how
you
it works.
did you
I
go on
never
a date
did
where Crispy? Did he take you where?
No,
Did he kiss
I
you where it
didn't
stinks?
respond because
Elsa
I thought it was
Gando?
you two idiots.
It used to be Burbank sometimes
I
too.
thought
Remember,
it
we're
was-
like Burbank doesn't. Oh, you thought it was us? as
Yeah, I thought
Christy
you
Chick?
guys were fucking with
We don't
me.
waste. We don't have that kind of time to waste
Bullshit.
anymore.
You've written a lot. Gazettes, is that allegedly?
I don't know what you're talking
and-
about.
Yeah, I get it.
Because that
Whatever.
wasn't us. We want that on
On the
air.
record?
You're
on
a
the
good
air.
liar, Jeff. I'm worried about you
I'm
with
not
the
a
way
liar.
you lie.
I tell the
That
truth.
was Dan
Your
Bilak.
eyes don't
Is
even
that right?
shift.
It probably was.
we think David Taylor
Could've
may have been
been, yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
Nick
Who knows?
Youssef, people of that ilk.
Yeah.
That ilk.
Yeah, that
Maybe
makes
Mark
sense.
Ellis.
Allegedly. Oh,
Who knows?
Right.
Wow, throwing Mark Ellis name in the.
Seems-
He's a film critic.
I actually heard a rumor somewhere that
He always
Ellis
had beef with
Ellis
Jimmy
was
and Joey.
heavily involved
Ellis is one of the nicest.
He had a
people.
big beef with Jimmy and Joey.
and Kevin Rook.
because he like Kevin
Why?
Rook.
Why Kevin Rook?
Where is Kevin Rook?
He's in Arkansas.
turning
We need
somewhere.
to use this podcast for the,
What's he doing there?
the
Common?
powers of good.
Kevin
Where's,
Rook is now an attorney in
Oh.
Arkansas.
I heard he does a lot of cases as Bill Clinton.
That's
He
true.
turns around and then turns
I
back.
say
to the judge,
turnaround
yeah.
is my favorite.
Your Honor, I just wanted to say that this is my impression if Yoda and Ozzy Osbourne were the defense attorney.
Thank you.
I heard he says, this is what it would look like if the defendant actually murdered his wife. And he's like, yeah, he turns around.
He does all the reenactments, and then he's like, he's just crushing over there. People are just fucking going away.
Do you guys know where?
This is my final statement if Merle Haggard were to give it. Thank you.
Do you guys know where Darwin Hines is? He's gone missing.
Man, I tell you, man, I was up in Buffalo with Tommy, man. I don't like white people.
He tried
man.
to kill Tommy once.
I really
Oh.
do,
Please
man.
tell that.
That was
story.
O'Neill was there.
I was
wasn't
there, and
I hate this story,
think
man.
he,
I really do.
he bumped him or he did something that pissed him off, and because Darwin had pulled in for a spot, and so Darwin left, and then
with
he,
no insurance on his car.
yeah,
by
and
the
then
way.
he came back,
Man,
and they
I
were
hate insurance,
and
man.
then
I
Tommy
really
was.
do.
Oh no, yeah, he started walking out. I think he got bumped, and then Tommy was chasing after him. He's like, "Okay, Darwin, well," and so Darwin just turns around, grabs him, slams against the wall. There's a lot of
Great.
people around. Everyone just makes a fight circle, and everyone's like, "Oh, I can't wait to see how this plays out."
Lumberjack match.
But
and
why
he's
break
like-
it up when we can watch it?
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, this is great. I will." Maybe at the very end, right before the death blow, I'll act like I'm trying to intervene, so I don't get
Like,
all
don't.
secondary
Like, no.
manslaughter charges
Man,
on me.
I don't like this Pope Benedict, man. You ain't no omelet, motherfucker.
I remember that.
That's the worst joke I
That's
ever heard.
vintage.
Dude, he slayed. That fucking guy.
Yeah, he was very.
slayed.
He's like, I fucking hate cats, man. They ain't got no fucking balance. He throw one against the wall. That was a
Classic
classic.
bits. Classic bits.
What
I
was
just
the,
remember
who does he hate? Who does he hate?
He hated Tommy. He hated Joe Wogan.
Man, I
Man,
hate-
fuck Joe Wogan, man.
Yeah.
Fuck him. You can't bump me, motherfucker.
He
You
had
know, we
that-
can't say too much bad because he always loved
He
us.
did love
he
us.
Loved
Big
us.
Yeah, but
supporter.
he's still
He
his
had
great
beautiful,
voice.
beautiful vinyl jackets.
He worked
Man,
at a
one of the-
dildo factory.
Man, I work at a dildo factory, man.
Remember Mac Lindsay's doing.
Nobody knows I work at a dildo factory.
That was his
Fucking
impression.
impression of it.
Darwin looked like. How did he not get every '80s police boss
Well, it's-
yelling at the
In Beverly Hills Cop, he should have been the fucking.
He didn't get it because he didn't look that way until 2005.
So he looked 1983 in
Yeah.
2005.
So in 2005, Darwin could go back in time. He would be the most famous black guy in the
Too
80s.
little, too late. He slipped
Man.
through the cracks, man. I often
I
wonder
hate
where
the
he
80s,
is,
man. I really do.
I wonder
love when
where he
you do
is.
it. That's
yeah,
so
he's.
stupid.
I mean, I don't think about him nearly enough, I guess. But
I hope he's still doing stand-up.
That's crazy
somewhere.
to think.
Maybe
I mean,
he does cruises.
we looked him
Who
up.
knows?
Oh, does he do cruises?
I don't know. Maybe I'm
We
making
looked him
things
up, and
Couldn't find anything.
I
Yeah.
assume he's in Lancaster with Johnny Zapp.
He
Wait
got
a minute.
arrested because that's when he
Man, this
disappeared.
U-Haul is hot.
One Christmas, we kept being like, "Where? We haven't seen Darwin for a long." It was like when he was coming in consistently, and we asked Dean, and he was like, "Bro, he's in prison, bro."
What?
We're like, "What? Why have we not been told this?" He's, bro, he got caught driving with no insurance finally. And he got
you don't
locked
go to
up.
prison for that.
Or he was in
He
jail.
was in
Go to
jail for
jail.
Christmas, I think, or something. Allegedly.
And then we didn't see him.
Allegedly.
We didn't see him forever. We haven't
course
seen
you
him
ripped
since.
my leg
You
off.
can't trust Gelber though. That's
I
the
know.
problem.
Well, Gelber was moving to Hawaii. I wonder how that Hawaii's
Allegedly.
working out for him.
Allegedly.
He's a great surfer.
Why would you lie to us about that?
I don't
It's a great
know.
question.
It's one of the
That's the whole
great.
point. It's like,
we have to have him
he got
on here.
he got me threatened by Skeezy.
You too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Skeezy. Oh, by the way, I saw Skeezy recently in a documentary about.
He does know how to use the internet, so be
about,
careful.
GMOs. This guy
GMOs?
lived in Venice and he was doing this whole thing on it. And Skeezy was on
He
Venice
made a
Beach.
spot? He
and
made a guest
he
appearance?
interviewed him. Yeah, I go, fucking
Hey,
Skeezy's
we
so,
don't need no genetically modified, homie. We don't need that shit.
I know. I think it wasn't that intelligible. It was. It was like, what? Fuck you, man. I'm getting out of here. Probably like he was
Skeezy,
wanted by the cops or something.
I started harassing Gelber. Just saying.
Is this the
What's
Chowman?
the Chow Man?
Hey, sorry.
Hey, sorry.
How long is it gonna be? You guys gonna be done?
Is Fraser on?
He's here. He's gonna go up in about.
There's a Chinaman
6
talking
minutes.
right now.
He's doing 8.
And then he's bringing me up.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
So
that's
just
fine.
come
I
tell
can
us when
duck
it
out,
happens.
come back.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Just give me a couple minutes, dude, so I can get in the zone.
You wanna get into the cage? You fag.
Well, you don't have to whisper it, man.
Well, that's all on.
Dude,
I don't know. It's number 2.
Dude, the one thing we know about Chinamans, no holds barred. That's what we like about you.
That's
you can say
true.
whatever you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Hey, if I offended anybody,
Why don't you get close to the
I just
microphone?
want to tell everybody that I apologize for fucking nothing.
Ooh, fun.
Wow. Hey, so when's for? Wait, tell me. Give me like 5 minutes.
Shanghai
notice.
Shek.
Thanks, man.
A
put a-
regular Shanghai Shek,
You
that
put
guy.
a slant
Yeah.
on that one.
I'll give him this though. He really,
Sorry.
Hi-oh.
he really went far to show that he didn't rig that lottery.
Yeah.
You're gonna get us in trouble,
Yeah, man.
dude.
Chalman's gonna go down.
BAR. We gotta edit
Hey,
that.
everything. Hey, all the lotteries in his country are fucking rigged.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, fucking, he's
he
a no.
handles things the Chinese way,
Yeah.
and that's the elite 1% get everything.
And with lots of fireworks.
Yeah,
So
tons of
great.
fireworks.
I love the fireworks.
Everybody's
Hey,
Fang Chow
Hey,
tonight.
Rick, I wanted to tell you. What's up with the fucking O'Neill brothers? Why did you want to tell
Why
me
is
that?
he so obsessed with you guys? You think?
It
But
may
you know
end
why?
in death.
It's a lot of
Because
young
you
guys
were mean
are
to
because
him.
we're like,
I
they're
like-
like, oh, look how much they hate.
I like people that talk shit.
Yeah, look at they're fucking with the crowd, and then when you get to an age where you're like, oh, I want to make money doing this, you
Yeah.
go, oh, these guys are idiots.
Yeah.
It's like, why are they doing this?
Story of my life.
Yes, they're like, what the fuck is
That's
going
not
on here?
true.
Rick, when you
Ricky.
get up there, tell the crowd to go fuck themselves.
Oh, he said
I will, man.
Okay,
You
sounds
know me.
good. You know my act too well.
yeah.
Good
Obviously, that's what I'm
advice.
going to do.
He could be the new
Hey,
Tommy.
hey,
he could move to Buffalo.
Rick, no jokes tonight. Just tell that crowd to go fuck themselves. You got it, man.
He
You got it.
knows
For
he-
you?
Special request.
He can read a room.
Yeah. He's smart like that.
Should we give out a phone number for anyone in the Buffalo area to how to get in touch with Tommy?
Wait a minute.
816-558-1893.
Is
That's
that-
for John.
you
That's
know,
for John.
we've been trying to get that phone number forever, and Eleanor wouldn't give it to us.
That was John Sheezer's
You know
phone
what?
oh,
number.
that was okay. I thought it was actually Tommy's because
It's
we
actually true. I do have Tommy's cell phone number in
I do
my
too.
Phone, and I would not give it to you.
Is he a
guys.
Bills fan now?
Well,
And I'm sorry.
Is it
about
one
that.
big
Oh,
loser
that
getting
sucks.
behind
It's
another?
a night of apologies for me, so I'm sorry about that.
Did we
But-
tell?
I don't like the Bills Bates.
Did we tell you? Did we talk
Bills
about
beat
this
the
last
Rams.
time
Fuck
when we
them.
spent 4 or 5 years calling in just doing fart sounds to Tommy
absolutely.
every day until he
Every
lost his
fucking
mind?
night. Are you allowed to tell the other story allegedly about the girl that
Oh,
called?
dude. Can you text that to us?
I could tell you about a girl who may have called, Tom.
They have called.
A friend of mine was in town, allegedly, that she was a friend of mine. And we had her call the Comedy Store, and it was unscripted. We said, go, do whatever you want. We'd given her some background information,
very
some
funny.
alleged background information.
Sure.
And she called up and said, is there a show tonight? Of course there's a show tonight. Okay. Immediately angry for no reason.
Always.
She said, I want to go to the show on the Belly Room. Okay. And she said, who's on the show? And he listed, like 10 people. And she said, okay, so I go to the front because we said, like, kind of,
Yeah,
get
there's
some
a story,
information wrong. You go to the back. Okay. And she's like, okay, so I go to the front and then I go to the back. You go to the back. Okay. And it went for 4 or 5 times like that, like Abbott and Costello. And then she was like, what about your herpes? and then just silence for like 10 seconds, and then a very sad, I heard what you said. And I think
My
that was the
feelings
end
have
of
been
it.
hurt.
That was the end of it.
Dude, we went so far. I bought him a voice changer for his birthday,
Oh my
so that we could
God.
call in. It did like this deep, like, "Hey man, how you doing?"
It did like the
Like
voice,
all kinds
the
of.
voice from what was that?
Darwin
Ransom.
Hines?
The
Oh.
voice from Ransom, where they would call.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, I know you call him.
Morbats are live
Always
underground.
call him.
Josh Nasser
Okay.
brags about calling
Allegedly.
Tommy still.
Oh,
What? I called Tommy the other day, and I just, I was fucking with him a bunch, and like, I got like 30 seconds in, and he was like, "Is this Josh Nasser again?" And I was like, I just didn't even tell him it was me, though. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like you're doing a really
Do you
good
remember
character.
Nasser wanted to fight me in the back alleyway of the comedy
right
store?
now? When? How
It was
long
like
ago?
years ago.
This is allegedly.
He wanted
Alleged.
to fight me as I was working the door.
Why?
It was either because of the video that was posted, because he left this crazy message on my answering machine, and then I gave it to Dan Bilak, and Dan Bilak put the message on YouTube, but with all these photos of like dudes making out and stuff.
I recall that now. Yeah.
And then it just went from there, and it was either that or something else I had done.
He's
But
ready to sue you as well.
yeah. And so, and then finally he's like, "Oh, let's fight right now. I want to fight you." And I was like, "Dude, I'm
I
working
like
the
that he
fucking
at
door."
least was willing to fight, man. 'cause-
Oh, you like that? You're just gonna
Yeah.
fight some fucking guy working the back door? It was
Well,
insane.
it just shows
Dude,
that he's not like that
it would've
much of a
been-
pussy.
It would have been unfair to you because he had so much testosterone from all that meat he sold all the time. He was getting free meat for sure.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I feel like when we leave here, there's gonna like next time I show up here, there's gonna be a lot of people looking at me that we've talked about
Oh,
tonight.
yeah. We're going to get in trouble. We
Dude,
get in trouble all the time.
every time.
I hope one of
Almost.
them's Darwin Hines.
Man,
Oh, it'd be great to see him again.
that podcast, man. I really do.
If anybody knows where he
Fuck
is,
O'Neill, man.
I would
hey, we
love
didn't
to
say
have
I
him
love
on.
Darwin.
I would love to have Darwin on.
Man, O'Neill can't even comb my fucking mustache, man. The ultimate insult. You can't hang with him.
It doesn't get any lower than that. Oh, man.
Man, look at my C-wing, man.
Why doesn't he like you?
So sweet.
No, he loves us.
Oh, okay.
I love
No,
Darwin.
you. I feel
didn't
like
say anything
everyone has a
bad
beef
about
with
him.
No,
you.
he supported us.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah.
Josh wanted to fight you.
Yeah, I've gotten in.
You had a fight
I've been
with Jimmy
physically
and Joey.
attacked 7
Party
times
Pete
at the
wanted to
comedy
fight
store.
her.
7 times?
Yeah. Remember when
From-
Johnny Zapp tried to rape choke me?
Who can forget?
That was a dark time. O'Neill almost killed him, and I was there to make the save. O'Neill would have been doing time. It would have been the night of.
What's
starring
the-
Ryan
tried to
O'Neill.
rape-
No one would have turned him in.
No.
He didn't try. He did rape choke me.
He really?
Yeah, okay. You know this story.
Kind of.
Jay's, we were all sitting in the Mitzi row, and
To
Johnny
set
Zapp
it up,
was like,
though, Johnny
it was
Zapp's
Christmas.
hair had been lit on fire.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
recently.
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was on edge.
By Jimmy Pitt, allegedly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Allegedly.
well, it was like the Christmas party, and it was that night, so everyone's drunk. And we're
So
all
everyone's in the Christmas
Yeah, we're all sitting in
spirit.
the back, and he's sitting in the row, like right in front of us. So somebody just throw. Yusef flicks a lit cigarette, hits in the back of the head.
Again, with the fire to the hair. It seems to be
Allegedly.
immaculate.
Then I think it was like Bilak or something. We got mugs that year or something. Threw the box with the mug in it at his
Which was
head.
heavy. Hit
Yeah.
him right
And
in the
then
back
finally,
of the head.
Yusef just picks up a drink, walks over, pours it on his fucking head. And so then I walk back because I told Frey Lockhart if he made like a 5-pound bread and cheese ball and hit him in the head, I'd give him a ride home.
No, it was a paper towel ball.
No, it was a cheese.
Oh,
it was
okay.
like a meat, off those platters.
Sure.
And so
Oh,
while we're
off the
doing
platter.
this, he like shoves Freddie out of the way. He starts like joking me because he thinks I'm the one who poured a drink on his head. And then I got him. I was so pissed that so this man had the audacity to try to rape choke me.
Yeah.
That I got him in a tie plum, and I was getting ready to fucking.
It's a Muay Thai hold where you hold the guy's
Muay
neck
Thai
like this, like and
Yeah.
he can't move.
Am I up now? Okay.
And I run back there because
I'll
I
be-
hear yelling.
I'll be back.
And I see O'Neill just frothing at the mouth in Zapp's face. The wicker hat's askew.
Sure.
Glasses had
Then I
been.
spit in his face.
The tie plum was so tight, and he had yanked his neck. That
Joey
the,
from Jimmy and Joey did that to me.
the glasses.
Jimmy and Joey fought you too?
Spit in my face.
The glasses flew off onto the ground, and Zapp. And I
The
quickly,
Ray-Ban,
I broke it up.
prescription Ray-Bans.
I can't see. Somebody help me. I like turned like very helpless.
I remember. Do you guys remember the night Johnny Zapp passed out on the toilet in the bathroom in the OR, and Sam Tripoli kept
God
taking
I
audience
don't.
members on tours to go see it?
Vaguely, but not
It
really.
was just Zapp full on passed out, big pink drink and the flute glass sitting on the
Did he pay
toilet.
for those drinks?
He must have.
Yeah.
There's no way Johnny Zapp was drinking for free.
What's his money from?
I'm going to say I've never served him.
First
here.
of all, Johnny Mansour probably came from money.
That's his name?
Real name.
Allegedly.
Whoa, allegedly.
Johnny Mansour.
He sounds like royalty.
Johnny Mansour.
Do you have a phone number
He's
for
a
him?
Persian king.
He puts the sewer in that Mansour.
First of all, Johnny Zapp loves me. He comes to the comedy
He did
show.
like you. He really did.
He still
like you.
does. He the other night he was here. I'm a little under the weather. I saw you were on the lineup. I'm staying until you leave. And then about every 15 minutes, when the hell are you going up? I don't want to be here.
Oh my
And you're like,
God.
do me a favor, please leave.
Just go ahead and go. I drove in from Lancaster. You know, it's great up there. My blood pressure's down. You know, there's no traffic up there. But, you know, I got to see good comedy. You're the guy. I can't believe you don't have it. Yeah, thanks, Johnny.
When he
Zapp.
liked you, it was almost a negative because his laugh was so fucking annoying.
So fake.
So
Yeah.
loud, so fake, and it would just bring an audience like, ugh, I don't want to be a
yeah.
part of this.
Yeah, and then
He
I would always tell the story about him crapping in his pants and then in the bathtub. First of all, that's not exactly how it happened.
Like you would be on stage telling the story and he would freak out.
Once I hear his laugh, and it was so distracting back. That laugh, ladies and gentlemen, is the laugh of legendary Johnny Zapp. I don't know if the audience, if you guys have heard the story about the man who shit his pants at the Carl's Jr. on Burbank Boulevard in the Valley, and then went over to a 25-year-old's house and shit in his bathtub. But that is the man.
What about his lighting for Janis Joplin?
Dude, I was actually doing
wow.
I was doing the lighting at a Three Dog Night concert, and the song "Jesus Is Coming" started playing, and I did a fade in with the spotlight, and it literally looked like Jesus was coming. Next thing you know, I get a tap on my shoulder, and a beautiful girl says to me, "That was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Tell me about yourself." And I turn around, it's Janis Joplin. We fucked.
Wow.
What about how he changed the rules for the kickoffs in the NFL?
I was the only guy who
God
could
damn
run
it, he's
down
got stories.
run down the field and tackle the guy before the ball even got to him, and because of that, they had to change the rules.
Wait a minute.
That was when they wore wicker helmets.
Obviously.
And there was a lot of head injuries. Those are very
Obviously.
fragile.
Yeah,
Is that how he got the head injury?
It is.
it
I
was
mean,
68. It was preseason. They cut me because they thought I had an unfair advantage. But you can't check that out. None of the preseason stuff from the 60s is on the internet.
His
None?
big,
Not one? Not one?
his
Oh,
big
wow.
claim to fame was being Richard Pryor's manservant for years.
Correct. I was his personal manager, and then one day
No.
Paul Mooney is
Never
up here.
was.
Oh,
And-
homie, I ain't never seen you.
Yeah, so he said,
That white boy
"Hey,
is
Paul,
out
how's
his
it going?" He said, "Do I know you?" He said, "Yeah, it's Johnny. Remember I was Richard's manager?" "First of all, you never did a damn thing for Richard Pryor. You need to quit acting like you're somebody and accept the fact that you were never anybody." Well, Paul, that's just not right. Because
Did he laugh hard? Like, hey, Paul, that's a good zinger?
Dude.
And Paul's like, oh, I'm dead serious.
I'm dead serious. He also, do you remember when he gave me the?
serious as
Do
cancer.
you remember when he gave me the coin?
Crazy as cat.
Zap? Oh, I do
Johnny
recall
Zapp.
that. Yeah.
He
What
gave-
was that?
He gave
A
me this
coin?
coin. He was like, I'm giving you something tonight, and it's something that I've done only 7 times in the history of my life."
7 times, isn't that special?
And each one
7 minutes in heaven.
Each one of those guys went on to be one of the most famous comedians in the world. And he went through. Richard Pryor got one. David Letterman got
Carrot Top.
one. Kinnison,
Oh my God.
Robin Williams, Jim Carrey, and I'm giving you one of the coins now. And I look at it, it's just a outdated Israeli shekel.
Oh my
And I'm just like,
God.
"Oh, thanks, Johnny." And so then 2 nights later, Robin Williams shows up, and Johnny's out standing there, and I go, "Johnny, it's your boy Robin." He was always telling the story about, I booked Robin at a club up in Santa Barbara, and they loved him so much. He was getting paid more by the shows I booked him on than he was doing television.
Oh wow.
And so
wow.
Robin shows up, and I had already had the incident where I got really wasted with him, and
Oopsie.
he fell off the wagon, and so I just I go, "Hey, Robin, how's it going?" And he said, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And I go, "You remember Johnny Zapp, right?" "No, I don't remember. Nice to meet you." "Robin, you remember me? I booked you at that club up in Santa Barbara back in '82, and you commented on just how much money you were getting out of the gig." And he was like, I don't recall that."
How could he not remember that?
I said,
Sounds so memorable.
I go, "Johnny gave me a fame coin the other day, and he suggested that you also received a fame coin." It's not a story I remember."
And then Zap just stands there, another level of heartbreak.
And then gives me, why would you bring that up with him? I can't believe you'd bring that up.
If he told the story, then why isn't that real?
Why would I bring it up? Because I wanted to verify that you're full of shit.
I wanted you to sit here while a man told you to your face that you're a lying motherfucker.
When I first started doing stand-up, he would come sit in the back of the room and he would go, "Oh, I got a great tag for you," and they were the worst.
Always,
I was
always
like,
the worst.
dude, like, because at first I'm like, oh, okay, help, because I'm trying to,
You were writing them
take
down.
everything. Yeah,
were
I
meeting with
actually
them.
started fucking writing, and then I'm like, wait, what? No,
Yeah, hold on.
no, wait a minute.
You're like,
Let me
wait.
trust myself a little more.
You're not gonna believe what I did this weekend. Oh no!
You should have hit up David Banks.
What did you?
Oh, I don't even know if Ricky knows him.
I don't know. That
He's
guy.
a
God rest
fucking
his soul.
legend. He was
Now he did help Richard Pryor.
He was
This
the
is-
best guy. He did right for Pryor, legitimately. I was working the lot, and he pulls in this fucking like jalopy, real beat up piece of shit.
Amazing man.
And and you're a lot guy. I didn't know like half the people.
Yeah.
And the people get mad. Like, you don't know. I'm like, dude, you haven't been here since 1971. How would I know you?
Yeah, that's how I ended up with the Keenan Ivory Wayne's incident.
And so David Banks pulls in. I didn't know who it was. I went to Dean the Nightmare Gelber happened to be in the lot.
Please
Nightmare
Google
Gelber.
David Banks.
And I said, hey, man, who is this? Is this cool? And he's, bro, you don't know who that is? And then that's all these. And I'm like, so is that a yes? Is that a no?
You can stay.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, all right. So I let the guy stay. And then he just comes over, like, because I'm the only guy who knows it. Like, I talked to him.
Yeah.
And so he just starts talking to me. And this guy had the craziest stories I've ever heard in my
fucking
life.
stories. What does he say about me?
Oh, Eleanor was fucking everybody. Eleanor was fucking
I don't know
everybody.
why he would say this.
And he's like,
it was a constant.
Chris Tucker's car broke down right outside Sunset Boulevard. Eleanor helped him push the car in. What she won't tell you is that she sucked his dick right by the dumpster, right over there. And I was like, oh shit! And then every female he told the story about, the fucking everybody was the opener.
Yeah.
That was their thing.
Back then, Mitzi was fucking everybody. And I was like,
All
allegedly.
My favorite
Elaine Boozler,
was in the kitchen.
famous for fucking everybody.
Yeah, in the kitchen, he was like, Mitzi was fucking everybody. Paul Mooney fucked her. He cried the whole time wearing a brassiere.
But then he was fucking. This guy was
He
great.
ripped
Sandra
people to
Bernhardt,
shit.
she fucked everybody.
If you want to see great footage, there's a roast of Pryor where
so
David
great.
Banks is on fire and he just attacks Mooney viciously for like 10 minutes straight.
I'm telling you, Ricky,
He shreds
you gotta
him.
Google it.
all right,
He
I'll check
shreds
that
him
out.
hard.
This
hard.
guy had a press. No,
But he had
a
like the street corner, like he told me he was a pimp.
Yeah,
like
see,
he introduced me to this girl.
that's
like,
what I'm picturing.
He's like, that's my niece, but if you want to be, you want some of that. And I was like, whoa, like I thought it was your
Nice,
niece.
man.
And he's like, hey, you know what I mean when I say it's my niece. And I was like, not really at all.
I'm really not catching on.
She a hoe.
It's like if I introduce somebody as my niece, it's my niece.
That's
Yeah,
generally
yeah.
because
It's
of
my
blood
real live
relation.
niece.
But he had like the cadence of like a street, like all his jokes were like street joke style, like
Great.
but charismatic. And Paul was like, "That's very funny, David," but you could tell he was pissed,
Very pissed.
very pissed. Just
What about on the
shredding him?
patio when I was it was
Oh my
me, you, him,
God.
and Boone?
But this is when he was like, this is years later. I hadn't seen this, but I think he remembered, or he acted like he remembered me. But he was older and he had like lost a little bit
Sure.
mentally.
He was at that phase.
And,
Yeah.
and so he's talking to Boone, like including him. But then after like an hour, he turns to Ellen and was like, wait a second. This guy's sweet, isn't he? Or something like that. Some like old school
I never
word for gay.
introduced him.
And then
Yeah.
he's like, I should have known when you
Funny.
didn't introduce him. When he didn't
He called
introduce
him
him,
funny.
he's like, I should have known. And then he started calling him sweetheart and like turning on the pimp charm, like, it's sweetheart. Oh, look at this, baby. And Boone, because Boone doesn't, I don't think now have internet access. So he just started saying,
Your internet?
so he just started asking David about. He like got the impression that David knew a lot about like Motown and like that era.
Sure.
And so he'd be like, oh. What happened to Bobby Rendell? He used to work with Patti LaBelle, and he'd be like, oh, he died. TB got him or whatever.
David knew.
And just
He knew all
rattled.
that.
They went like 30 for 30, and I turned. I go, he's using this guy like he's fucking Google. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And Boone was just like really taking it in, like, oh, I was always wondering what happened to her.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't.
Whooping cough was a motherfucker back then.
It was like that. It was that bad. Like,
And he's like, he got treated like shit in prison. He was fucking everybody.
him and Eleanor, just fucking
Is
everybody.
is this guy still alive?
He passed away, unfortunately. My favorite thing that I have an old answering machine, and I have two terrific messages from David Banks.
What'd he
on there
say?
that
Was he
I
trying to
read.
get you to work for him?
Listen,
Yelling up,
hey,
what
you
are
want to make some money
you
this weekend?
fucking somebody
You
right
still
now?
fucking
Like,
everybody
just-
because you can get money for that.
Girl, you about ready to become my niece if you want to make some money.
Uncle David.
We had a black manager here, and
Really? What year was that?
okay, he owns a comedy club. I hate
Very
that
progressive.
motherfucker.
Why?
Anyway,
Because he's black? That's racist.
no, because he was Trumpish with my wait staff. So
Really?
yeah, he was.
He was
quite
grabbing.
very grab.
Vulture
He
hands.
would grab the
he
pussy.
treated them like they were nieces all the way
He
around.
was a
Uncle.
piece of shit, and so he anyway, so he was trying to be real black, I guess, but he
Okay.
wasn't. He was you know,
He's
from
working on that
Chicago,
street
nice.
cadence.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
working on trying to be, and it was David Banks, me, Eddie Griffin. I forget who, but maybe a lot of other Eddie groupies.
Eleanor was
So
fucking
yeah, so I'm in my element.
David
These are my
Banks is just
people,
looking.
right?
Yeah, right? Up to your old tricks, Eleanor.
We're talking shit. I'm throwing down, and then this manager comes over and tries to throw in, and David steps back and he goes, "You ain't black. Get the fuck out of here!" Like just, he goes, "This bitch right here is as white as they come and has more soul than you'll ever have. Now step on." Like it was just like this.
Jesus.
All these
beautiful.
old 70 terms that he would say to
Get
him.
walking, jive turkey.
Yeah.
You acting, sitting over here acting like a bobcat.
And of course, Eddie Griffin is just egging him on, like, "Yeah, fuck that
more
manager.
David. Yeah,
fuck him."
Yeah, Eddie, the truth teller himself.
Hit the bricks.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm actually Dice Clay's son's godfather.
I saw him telling that story on the internet recently. I was like,
And I love Eddie Griffin. I do, but
I
he
hope
did
that's
have
true.
some crazy stories.
Is
like,
that true?
I got a standing ovation
No.
in front of Dice. He could not follow me.
it's like, yeah, I don't know about that.
He would one of the
He's
best
pretty powerful on
one of the
stage.
best
He can have
8-hour
some-
comics of all time.
Dude, it's tough to do a half-day comedy
They would book
performance.
him 2 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
and he would fill it. Sometimes go long. And he can talk.
And while
Oh,
I was getting my doctorate from Harvard while I was performing.
Really?
He would tell the
Got
craziest
quiet
stories.
in here. You don't want to hear a black man telling the truth.
No, you
No,
just said
you're
that
literally lying.
Donatello, the artist, killed Donatello, the Ninja Turtle. And, oh, yeah, motherfucker. You don't believe it?
Can't handle the
No,
truth.
no, we
Great
don't.
story is one of the keyboardists. His name is Brad Slotson.
Okay,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
The great, I believe you're talking about the great Watso.
Yeah. What's up, some people call him.
A lot of people call him that.
He has a gastrointestinal problem that he told me about.
Everyone knows about it.
And he had a bad case of gas. He was working the keyboard.
That's
Eddie
how-
Griffin stopped in and was doing a spot. And the great
8-hour
Watso, he had some gas, admitted it. And Eddie Griffin railed on these girls for about 30 minutes, alleging that they were the source.
I can
of this
smell your
terrible-
bitches
Oh
farts.
my god!
I'm going to throw your titties in the dirt. I saw him tell a crowd. Remember that? It was one of the best things I've ever heard in
That
my
is
life.
fucking hilarious.
Because he had to find dirt. There's no dirt around here. Unless he has a fucking pail and a shovel in his trunk.
He's got a bucket of
He has a
dirt.
little
with
sandbox he carries around,
And he just throws
some
the
titties
dirt
in
and he
there.
just throws the titties down at him.
Makes
I'll
sense.
throw your titties in the dirt.
Dude,
I mean,
I'm going to start saying that regularly.
You have to.
It's-
I told Rick and I forget who else. I think it was Fitzsimmons that about the story with Eddie in the kitchen and a young black comic. Okay, a young black comic.
Yeah, we'll wrap up here. So
came up to him and he was like, "Oh man, Eddie, you're my favorite comic. You're so amazing." He's like, "When you do that bit, you know, everything's divisible by 9, blah blah blah." And I'm like putting drinks on my tray, and this kid's like praising him and talking about what a genius he is. And Eddie looked at me. He's like, "You used to say that thing about everything's divisible by 9," and he went, "Oh, nigga, I used to be a scientist." And the kid was like, "What?
of course.
dude,
Where are you
I have to
going?
pee.
I'm next,
He was a
not you.
professor. You're
next?
So sit
Oh,
down.
sorry, I thought I was.
I'm number 2.
I'm going to pee in one of these beer
You're number
bottles.
3.
I'm going to pee in one of these bottles.
we
Should
got to
we
wrap it up
wrap
anyway. Yeah,
with,
Is that
without
cool?
O'Neill?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we don't need him.
He's done.
O'Neill's
He's
too
fired.
good for us.
I have
O'Neill's
to
fired.
follow O'Neill.
It's
right
heat.
now.
Man,
do you guys?
it is tough.
What a great podcast. That
Well,
is
yeah,
the best.
plug your.
You guys you have your
Twitter.
podcast,
and your
Twitter. What do you
podcast.
guys?
Danish and O'Neill podcast. We're pretty much Danish and O'Neill branded across the board. Danish and O'Neill Twitter, Danish and O'Neill Instagram, Danish and O'Neill videos on YouTube,
O'Neill
Danish and O'Neill on
Brothers.
YouPorn.
With the exception of
my
if
favorite
you're
YouPorn
if you're
to
in
watch.
mainland China, you got to look them up as the O'Neill brothers.
Yeah, Feng, whatever his name is, has branded us
Feng
there
Shui.
as that. So I guess we're gonna go with that in Beijing.
All right. Well, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thanks for
you.
having us on behalf of O'Neill. I feel like I'm a sportscaster.
yeah.
Like on behalf of Bob Johnson, this is Vern.
Well, O'Neill's out of beer anyway. so.
Come see the Comedy Store show. You can if you can make it till tomorrow, you can see these guys fucking destroy it. So come
The
check
three
out
of
the
us.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have no bedtime or job or anything to wake up for, come see us at the Comedy
It's
Store.
worth it.
Yeah, definitely worth it. All right, thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Guys, Comedy Store Podcast is back. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please leave us your negative and positive comments, mostly negative.
You can follow me at Rick Ingram. I only accept positivity in my life.
The new Rick is here, and EJ Kerrigan still with the negativity, but like and subscribe.